everyone, welcome back to part 3 on programming the Spadnext for A32NX fly-by-wire sim. Today we're gonna test or look at a setting for Honeycomb Bravo in conjunction with A32NX. So I'm using this controller to do several things. The first one is simple, which is this button. This is low, medium, max, which is representing this auto brake. So it's actually, if I press here, is number 5. I think 5, 6, yeah, 5 is send XML for auto brakes level low, okay, and level mid, and then medium, and level max. So this is a new variable from FS 2020, which is the XML var variable, okay. And this one is very simple. So it's a send button on every press. A simple push button press, it will send this command or this macro event, basically, what you call it, for this 3 button here. The other ones is actually this 2 button here. I'm using this for COM1, COM2. So if you can see here, this is COM1, right? Let's see, I call it this one, okay. So this one is COM1. This LED is lighted up here, just in the VHF one. But if you press this 2, this second one in nav button here, a push button, so it's COM2, so it will change to COM2 here, okay. If you go back to COM1, press the heading button in this iProgram, and this one COM1, COM2. COM1 is basically, this is the command, is set A32NX RMP left selected mode LFAR to 1, okay. For channel 2 or VHF 2, set A32NX RMP left selected mode LFAR to 2. So I didn't program the right side, I just need the left side. So this is how you set which VHF is activated, the 2 or the 1. So pressing 2 will move to VHF 2. Pressing this heading 1 is basically VHF 1. So how to transfer this? You're gonna press this button. I'm using autopilot button to change the frequency between standby and active. So you can see here, standby and active is switch over, including the COM2. We can press this button also to switch from standby to active. So you can control radio using this COM1, COM2, and exchange or change standby to active. The other one is actually, sorry, so for this one, let me check. Number 8, so how do you go transfer? So there's 2 ways. I think just need one. I forgot. But I think it's only need, I just need, basically this is old code. Basically you just need to this one, A32NX RMP left transfer button press event. So you don't need this condition. LVAR2 is for COM2. I differentiated from COM1 and COM2. This one COM1, and actually the command is the same, the event, okay. So initially I think I put a different command or event. It works, but suddenly it stopped working. So now is this button actually working for both, which is VHF1 and VHF2, okay. So this one is for transferring between standby and active, programming this one. This is the event, okay. The other things that I'm using this Honeycomb is to use to change frequency, okay, in the standby. So to change that, I select this one to alt, meaning that's the this 3-digit in front, which is the millions, and hundreds, thousand here on the, if you select VS here, change to VS, and then rotate this one, it will rotate this accordingly. So let's say we put to Alt here already, and we rotate this one, it will rotate the first 3 digit, if you can see here. Okay, so it's rotate the first 3 digit. Let me I think can we zoom it? Nope, you cannot see it, so let's just focus closely here. Okay, so things should be important, right? Okay, so this one is for this one I forgot. Okay, to 20 and 21 here. The 20 and 21 is gonna set the setting for this one. I didn't put anything here because it's actually being used as a selector, not as the switch itself. So I program it actually here, which is 13 and 14. So you can see if I will increase by 0.5. This. Okay, I increase standby on frequency 1 by, this is the factor basically, by 1, meaning that that's the first digit. So basically first digit will check if button 21 is selected, meaning the this one on Alt, or button 20 if it's on VS, right? If it's button 21 is on Alt, and this one on rotation, or actually this one at this one is, I'll set it to VHF 1 and increment by 1, so it will increase this 3 digit first. Okay, because it's on Alt and you rotate this one upward and downward, it will change frequency by 1. This one is for increment, the other one actually for decrement, the 14 here. Okay, let me see, 14 is for decrement. So the same, it's a pair. But if let's say the switch is on VS, say in 20, so here the decrement is by if it's 20 and is selected by VHF 1, VHF 1, and it decreased by 0.005. Okay, not no longer 1, but 0.005. So it's like hundreds, 5,000 range. So you can see here, if I put it on the VS here, the selector, and I rotate this one, it will change the 5,000 increment, okay, on the standby here. And of course, if you select the autopilot button or transfer to active, it will transfer to active. Okay, so that's how you program it. For VHF2, I put a different command, both for adding 5,000 or 1 million. So I think, I don't know why it's just different. So let's say I put VHF2, so I'm activating this one actually using the same rotator or encoder here, but and also the same selector here. Alt is the million, VS is the 5,000. So let's say I'm going to change this 120 on VHF2, it will, or decrease this one. This one will be executed if it's on Alt. So you can see here, it will decrease by 1,000,000 megahertz, okay, to 110, for example. Then if I put this one into VS, check to VS, which is 20, then it will decrease by 5,000. Okay, so it will check here, if it's button 20, VHF2, then decrease by 5,000. So if I rotate this switch here or encoder, it will reduce by 500. You can see 5,000 hertz, 5,000 hertz. Okay, so that's 11045, and I press this autopilot or to change standby to active, it will move into the left. Okay, so that's how I program the radio in my honeycomb. That's why I can manipulate this left RMP radio management panel through this several button. COM1, COM2, this one is to select millions or 5,000s, and this one is to up and down, decrease, increase frequency, and autopilot, this one is for this button, exchanging between standby and active. Okay, so that is for this one. The other use for honeycomb, despite the radio panel, is for this one. So you can see here ATC on standby, right? If you flick this one, so basically it's going to be on and standby. So basically this one is on, so transponder state to 4 is on. If transponder state to 1 is actually standby. I don't know, it skipped 2 and 3, so 1 is off, meaning this one, right? Standby, sorry, ATC on standby. And then if it's 4 for the set transponder state here, the variable, so it's a variable, not an event, so variable is changed to 4, or this one, it will put on, okay, ATC. Similarly for TCAS, although it's not function here in, I think, in this development versions, if I flick this TCAS button, it will put on Terra, or T-A-R-A, T-A-R-A, okay, Terra. Okay, so I flick this switch on and off for changing from standby to TARA. So I've skipped the TA, or I skipped the auto here. I don't think it's functional here, so either standby or on. That's how you program this one. Okay, I think that's it. I will tell you how to program this one. It's a bit complex, but it's very easy to program this one together with the POS keyboard for the Mac2. So you can switch for Mac2. Yeah, so that's how I flick the switch. Actually, this one. So this one is for programming this one. So I flick on this one. So this 35 and 34 is unused, but I'm using this switch as a selector for this one. So the programming here in the VJoy, for example, for number, I think it's this one, yeah, button 1, I give a kind of check if this button 35 for this one is 35, so switch down, switch up is 35 is switch up, down is 34. So if it's 35, meaning that the button is for the CDU or the Mac2. But if this button is flick up or switch on, the button of the Mac2 or the POS keyboard button 1, 2, 3, 9 up to 9 up to 0 actually, but it's only requires 80 digit. So if it does happen, it will be for ATC. You see, for if it's flick up 34, flick down 35, flick up 34, then the button of the POS keyboard that I have programmed for Mac2 will be directed to press this button 1 here, okay, not the Mac2. That's how I'm using a single keypad for Mac2, keypad and numeric keypad for Mac2 and numeric keypad for ATC. Although for ATC I don't need to 8 and 9, so basically it's up to 7 and then 0. Clear, also I'm using the same clear button for the Mac2, but if it's flick up here, it will check if it's flick up, and then the clear button not sent to Mac2 but to this panel. Okay, so that's how I think here is the clear 9, not dot, and clear, sorry, 0, and this one is for Where's the clear? What is the clear? Dot 9. I forgot which one is the clear. Oh, clear is this one. So clear here for CDU and ATC. For ATC, it is check if it's 34 or 35. This keyboard, which one is on? 34 is on, then it goes to ATC button. Okay, 34, which is flick up actually. This one I didn't use this one at this moment. I think it's for if I activate this one, it's basically I can talk to ATC from pilot to ATC voice recognition. So if I turn it off, basically I just ask my first officer to speak up a say it button in the pilot to ATC. So I don't use this at this moment, except if I want to speak myself into the pilot to ATC for the voice recognition. So I flick up and then it will send some hotkey to pilot to ATC as for the PTT key. Okay, I've discussed this one. Anti-skid is basically connect to this one. You can see here anti-skid. Oops, sorry. Okay, so there's an error. So anti-skid, and this one is for brake fan. Okay, the right one here. So you can see here. Let me check to Bravo. Which one is? Oh, this one is this one. So here the send. This is an event, not a variable. So send event. A32NX brake fan button press. I think it's also button press. So basically just toggle, toggle this one on and off. For anti-skid, I think it is this one, 44 and 45. So basically it's a toggle. When switch on, toggle, and switch off, toggle, but parameter is 1, parameter is off. Okay, that's it. So if it's off, I'm just using one side actually. So you can use two sides for this switch here, but I'm only just checking if it's on or off. It's on, then you can basically put off actually. So it's kind of inverted because normally you put it on anyway, right? So just to make it simple. So this is how you set up your anti-skid. This is the command sending an event. Basically, this is an event. But recall the brake before, which is the brake. The brake fan is event also. Okay, that is for this too. Done. This one is actually to change the how do you call it? This one, the QNH. You can see here for I just explained yesterday. If I flick this unnamed switch here, you can either inch mercury or hectopascal. Okay, this switch will be used for setting the barometer. Okay, I didn't use this one. I used this trim. You can see the trim 22 and 23. This is for the trim. I think I set the trim inside FS. I haven't really put here, so I still left the trim into FS 2020 controller setting. So this is empty here. Okay, so you can do that also. The rest I don't use. The flaps I don't use. The gear button here, DIY, is basically for, I think, in the right here. A second, yeah, this 2 and 21. 20 is gear down basically, and this one is gear up. Very simple event for this one, gear up or gear down, not toggle. So basically setting gear up and gear down. What else? I think that's it. I still have spare this one and this gear down here, and several other switches even in here, the heading and this one, it can be combined with this one. If you want to have several special mode, you can double check with this switch position. If it's on heading, then everything pressed with this one on heading will have different function where compared to if they are not in this position. But again, you have to change all this one also in which position, meaning that the auto brake low, medium, maximum has to be tied into the alt position as the first mode of this button, okay, including this one. Of course it will follow. So in either in alt and VS, this button can be combined to check if it's on alt and VS. It will follow this low, medium, max auto brake and VHF channel 1 and 2 for these two positions. But for heading, for example, it will have different function. For example, you can do that, okay. So that's the beauty of this honeycomb with Spadnext. You can do a condition, event condition, check the condition of several local. So basically what I want to show you the, hold on, let me check. Okay, for I forgot, I think this one, okay, I think I've shown you the 34 and 35 being used to activate the keypad, right? 35 and 34, let me think, how do I explain this? There are, if you want to check a variable from your controllers, it has to be what you call it, an event. Let's say if you're gonna check this one, add conditions, let's see, add condition and select data. You can check the controller setting by going into local and select device here and which device that you want to check. For example, Bravo throttle quadrant, and select the button that you're going to check. Let's say the one that I use is 34, for example, right? Then button 34 will be checked if it's 1, for example, or on. Then you do something here, okay. So that's how you check the condition or the position of the switch from the controller. You can check this one, you can check my DIY, you can check other controller. This is how you check it, okay. You check and you select basically you select the variable source data from the local devices and select the button that you want the monitor to be controlled or to be checked together with something. For example, as I mentioned, I check with other variables with the AND condition, logical AND, so it can be done, okay. So if you don't follow my explanation, it's okay. I think you can try to find my profile. I think I already upload the profile, this one, A32NX BW MSFS 2020 HTG. Okay, so I've already published my profile. You can publish your profile like this. Actually, I was selecting all profile. If you want to see, I think I'm not sure it works, but and if you can see my profile, but hopefully you can see. And then for all aircraft and submit, publish. Yes, I think. Okay. So I think it's already published, the latest one. There's several changes actually that I've done. Okay, so if you're confused, you can see the profile and then you try to copy that, or from the snippet, I guess. You can try to copy my instruction on each of the controller here. Okay, so basically that is for the honeycomb Bravo and this gear down, gear up connected to this Joy. And hope you can follow what I've done. So I managed to, here I manage the RMP, radio management panel, and also this what else, this auto brake, ATC switches here, okay, and TCAS also, yeah, so there's several things that you can control from the Honeycomb Bravo. The frequency of this one, the RMP, the what else, the anti-skid, auto brake. Yeah, so there's several things that you can do in the Honeycomb Bravo to control several things further from your panel here. Okay, so hopefully that's quite clear, and you can ask me if you're not clear, but you can also try to find my profile that I've already uploaded and try to see yourself and probably copy the snippet or the code to select that specific function for some panel here that I've already programmed. Okay, so see you in the next part.